about your character a little bit. I think a lot of women have told you that they relate to those three women because of the dynamics. I guess three is just kind of a tough number.
I think it's a tough number. There's something about the trio, there's this idea that there's these archetypes, right? In trios where one's kind of the peacekeeper, one's the aggressor, one's the victim. And I think that's what Mike really wanted to kind of lean into and explore those different kind of power dynamics within the structure, specifically initially. But it has been such a thrill to watch audiences kind of be captivated by this relationship, because I think it really allows for us to have a glimpse into womanhood and kind of the complexities of female friendships, and this cycle of comparing our failures and our judgments. We're so critical on ourselves and therefore then on others. And so I think while it's all kind of very juicy and gossipy, this is a relationship that I think is very unique to women. I don't think you would have the same sort of dynamic with men. And I think it just is indicative or reflective of how much pressure society and culturally we put on women.
And I think also, how women may grow, evolve, and in some cases grow apart, right? And I think all three of them are analyzing the choices they made in life and wondering what if they had made a different choice. And I know that Mike initially called them the ladies, then they started calling them they were known as the toxic trio, and then the
Once I saw the internet, I know, I was like, because we always went by the ladies. It was always the ladies storyline, the rat lifts, and then once it hit, I think that's what I've so enjoyed about this part of the process, is seeing how interactive it is and seeing the response from all of the fans, like globally. I've been doing this for 25 years. This is so exciting.
And then you guys got to be known as the blonde
Yes, I mean,
blob.
that was the direction we were specifically given by Mike when we all got the job. He said, I really want you guys to feel that you're interchangeable, and I want you to kind of present, when you arrive on the beach as this big blonde blob. So, as a result, I dyed my hair blonde. We all, we were the big blonde blob. And then, of course, you start to figure out the nuances as the week or the season progresses of these women individually. And I think one of the things that Mike does so very well in the White Lotus, and specific to this storyline, is he loves a lot of nonverbal communication. And so I think so much was played in the subtext, in the words that we didn't say, the looks across the table,
right?
The kind of imaginary kicks under the table. He loves a pregnant pause. And it's not oftentimes that you have a creator that is comfortable to just sit with no words. And yet his words are so good. They create space for us to just kind of process the moments. And that was a lot of fun.